Top 5 tricks on how to become a bet. No. That. All right, let's try this again. Top 5 tricks on how to be. No. Tricks on how. So, you want to become a better raider, huh? Well, a lot of people know how to do raids. Raids aren't really that difficult to get into, but I think that being a raider in and of itself is a little bit of a different set of cats. What does that even mean? What in the Regardless, it's a whole different world. And rather than being something that you do every once in a while, I would like to think that it's more of a lifestyle, more of a mindset that you have. You're gonna go in, you're gonna be doing all these different things, and whenever you're going into a raid and you're trying to figure out the mechanics, they help you out in keeping a good mindset, keeping the positivity flowing, and just getting your results as fast as you can. So I wanted to go in and provide a little bit of a baseline for you guys to start looking at, to start kind of building your foundation up from. And there are little things that a lot of people don't think about. So if you sit close, keep your mind in. I'm gonna give you a little baseline just to show you what being a raider is actually about. So step number 1 is actually understanding what a raid is. Guys, I know it's basic, just hang on with me for a second here. So a raid is essentially an endgame activity where you take 5 other players and you go in, you go through a series of bosses, a series of puzzles. It's a lot of fun, but for a lot of people, it's more of go in, grab the loot, and get out as fast as you can. A lot of people don't actually think about how fun a raid can be because they're only looking at one aspect of the raid, which is the mechanics. But what a lot of people don't understand is that in my mindset, there's 2 different mechanics. There's a static mechanic, and then you have a fluid mechanic. So the static mechanic is basically, you have the boss, you have all the puzzles, the mechanics, the debuffs, the buffs, everything that can give you an advantage or a disadvantage, your timers, what have you. They're all there. They're always going to be the same. The number of ads that spawn, where they spawn, when they spawn, how they spawn, what kind of potato they choose to eat, all that is going to be the same. But what a lot of people don't understand is that there is the fluid mechanics, which are the players themselves, which in my opinion, it's what makes raids so fun. You have 5 other people that are with you. You have your own personality in comparison with 5 others. There's 5 other people, 5 other lives that are going through this raid with you. Different personalities, different builds, different characters. They're all there. And essentially this is what causes strange things to happen. They cause events where cheeses are discovered, just all these different things, glitches. They're all because the players themselves tend to cause them to happen, which causes no raid to be the same. There's always going to be something different. And that's a mindset that you have to understand, is that because of this, raids can be a lot of fun. No raid experience is going to be the same as the previous one. And it creates room for a lot of different situations. So keep that in mind, and we're gonna move on to step 2 because this is the next thing that I want you to understand. Trick number 2 is that not every run has to be perfect. Wiping's okay. It's wonderful. It's the best way to learn. One of my favorite phrases is that you need to fail hard, fail early, fail forward. Experiment, learn, do as much as you can. As I said before, everyone thinks of a raid as get in, grab the loot, get out. They turn a raid from an event into you go from point A to point B, shoot the thing, kill the thing, rinse, repeat, victory, grab your loot, get out. And that causes you to start tunnel visioning. You only see the exit at the end. You don't see what you're doing right now. Your eyes are on the loot at the end. You're not looking at the journey. You're not looking at what you're actually doing. And that can cause you to get frustrated very quick and very fast when you're sitting there on the same encounter that can easily take you 10 minutes and you're sitting there 3 hours later not getting any progress done. What you need to start doing is that you need to consider every run that you do a practice run. You need to start considering that I'm going into this to learn, to figure out stuff, to try and get to the end. I don't even care about the loot at this point. I just want to do the actual encounter. I want to figure things out. What this does is it causes your mindset to be a little bit more open. It changes that tunnel vision and widens your vision so that maybe you can see things that you weren't seeing before. Maybe the boss is moving in a different way than normal. Maybe this debuff actually acts as a buff in response to certain events that happen. Maybe a number of ads spawn in different locations that you weren't noticing before, and you can use that and track just where you're at. These things can easily change how a raid encounter can go, most of the time for the better. I have never had someone in an encounter that I've been going through with ever say, oh, I found this out, and it be a bad thing. Unless they're talking about real life stuff, in which we easily shut them up and tell them to get about their day. But you can discover stuff, and it's always good to learn. It's always good to have more knowledge in your arsenal. It's the cheesiest thing, I know, yes, I'm sorry, but knowledge is power. It really, really is. It's wonderful, and that's how a lot of, you'll see like a bunch of RPG games do a level 1 no XP encounter, and they're going into level 50 encounters and they're absolutely crushing it. Because they're going in, they're taking their time, they're looking at the bigger picture and not just one point. This is how meme raids are born. This is how we, like, 6-man Rat King'd Callus and crushed him. You can thank Dado and his team for that. But you need to understand, not every run has to be perfect. Not every run has to be perfect. I literally can't go into any more detail than that because at this point, I'm just beating a dead horse. But go in, understand it doesn't have to be perfect. It's okay to wipe. Learn, rinse, repeat. Step number 3, I think we all kind of knew this was coming, but research. Yes, I know. Research. Of course it was going to come up. But at the same time, it doesn't. At least not in the way that you're thinking. Not every bit of research has to end in a raid guide. Not every research ends in Dado or Cacus. No one is going to be the end-all be-all except for you and what you have learned. Because you're always going to be adding on. You're always going to be discovering new things. But there are other different types of research that you can do to help supplement what you have learned instead of what do I have to do in order to get this encounter to finish. Look at the people that are actually going through encounters that you are watching, whether it be a stream, a YouTube video, so on and so forth. What are the strategies that those people are using? What are the ways that they are moving? What kind of classes are they using? What kind of builds are they using? What kind of mods are they using? The way that Bungie has set up their game is that there is no one set way to do a raid. There's no one set way to do Crucible. There's no one set way to do Nightfalls. There's endless possibilities. Especially with Armor 2.5 coming up, it's going to change up even more. There's going to be different ways that you can do it. There are different ways that ads are going to change up your encounter. So take a look at the people that you see and that you are watching. What kind of mods are they using? What are they doing to change up their game? It's incredible the kind of things that you can do by sitting there, forcing yourself to watch an encounter, watching raw footage of people going through encounters, and you start to notice things that maybe you didn't do before that these people are doing, that are changing up the way they go through the encounter, that is saving time, that is causing less damage to be had, that is causing more damage to be done to the boss. Learn from these people. They're obviously being successful and what they do, unless they aren't, in which case, don't do what they're doing. Please don't. You can look at my channel and just definitely see how not to raid. Like, good God. But also start brushing up on what typical raid practices are, which I'm going to be bringing up in this next tip, but I just want to kind of re-emphasize learning from other people is the best. You don't have to draw all your source material from one place. Take your time in doing it, and you are going to start seeing things you never saw before, and you're going to be sitting there kicking yourself in the teeth wondering, how the hell did I not see this before? So let's go on and take a look at some common raid practices. It's going to be tip number 4. Tip number 4 is communication is important, but for good God's sake, keep your fucking mouth shut. Holy shit. So silence is golden, duct tape is silver. Let's just leave it at silence is golden, shall we? It's pretty much king. There are 5 other voices that are going to be in that encounter with you. You're not going to see them, but you're going to hear them. And they all have things that they want to be heard. There's going to be a lot of different kinds of information that are going to be relayed to the other people in the raid. And cluttering the airwaves is going to be very, very difficult whenever you have a very mechanic heavy encounter that you are going through and you can't hear the information that you need because someone else is talking. Let's take, for example, the Riven fight in Last Wish. The way the encounter is set up is that your team of 6 is going to be split into 2 teams of 3. As the encounter goes on, you're going to drop down into 2 separate rooms. Your 2 teams are going to separate into 2 separate rooms. From there, you're going to have one of those teams encounter Riven. She is either going to start breathing fire or she is going to start throwing attacks with tentacles. And you are going to need to deal damage, respectively, between each of the 2 different types of attacks that she does in order to stagger her and reveal the eyes that need to be shot by the other team. At the same time you're doing this, the other team is currently trying to cleanse their elevator to be able to get up to the 2nd room so that y'all can do it again and then go up to the 3rd floor and then start to deal damage. As you can understand, there's going to be a lot that is going on, and there's going to be a lot of information that needs to be relayed. And unfortunately for us, there is no way to just click on and off other people. Wait, there is. Holy shit. If you ever watch other people raid, you're going to notice that they really don't say anything, especially if they're experienced. That's for a reason. If you don't have any information you need to relay, don't say anything at all. Unless you have a very well-oiled team that raids together all the time, you're going to know when to say stuff, when not to say stuff. You're going to have a little bit of times that you can kind of take jabs with each other, joke around. But other than that, you're going to see them be absolutely silent, because they are clearing the airwaves, keeping them clear so that whenever crucial information comes in, it is clear, concise, ready to go, ready to be received. Someone else takes that information, goes and does their job, and the encounter goes along smoothly. So if you're a newer raider and you have nothing to say, please keep the chatter to an absolute minimum. As I said before, as you play raids more and you get more experience, you'll understand that the best moments to talk or joke around are few and sparse. So as you go through the encounter, beating the horse right now, but leave the airwaves clear until it's your turn to share info. It is very crucial, very critical, and I want to say a good 75 to 80% of raids have wipes because of communication issues. So keep that in mind, and I guarantee you're going to have an incredible raid. So tip number 5. This is one I know everyone saw coming from the beginning of my video. Have fun. Yes, a lot of people take this game very seriously. A lot of people are very competitive when it comes to this game, especially whenever it comes to raids and trying to be the best raid team out there, trying to get the best time, trying to get the least deaths, trying to go flawless. It's very, very competitive. But in the end, we wouldn't be here if it was not fun to play this game. We enjoy this. We enjoy the raid. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't fun. So sapping the fun out of an encounter or the raid or whatever game you're playing is not going to do anything for your mindset. It's just going to make you angry and tired. So take your time, enjoy the beautiful scenery, slap some enemies in the teeth a couple times, kick ass, have fun while you're out there. Raids are incredibly fun things, especially if you do the mechanics and you kind of dive deeper into why they work. You're going to, I've been saying this all video, discover, learn, discover, because that's what being a raider is. You're discovering things, you're going to learn things, you're going in and you're reacting. No two raids are the same, and you need to understand that. You have to keep a clear mindset. You have to keep yourself from tunnel visioning. You have to do the right amount of research, understand what the best weapons are, what kind of mods will help you out. You're gonna learn this, especially if everyone's learning a new raid. You're going to be learning. There's gonna be nothing but learning and data collection. It is literally going to be, I'm going in to fail. I want to see what doesn't work. And you can still have fun while you're doing that. So ladies and gentlemen, those are my top 5 tricks on how to improve as a raider. As I said before, people know how to do raids, but they don't know how to be a raider. In summary, understand what a raid is. Understand that not every run has to be perfect. Do your research. Communicate and keep your mouth shut. Both of them. It's very possible. I know. And have fun. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like on the video. Subscribe if you're new. Hit the little bell icon so you can kind of be annoyed whenever I upload a video once or twice a week, depending on how I feel. If you want to come and watch us live, hang out in the channel, do raids with us, and just be a part of the community, check out my Twitch. It is going to be linked in the description below. And as always, I thank you guys so much for watching. I love you faces. I love you butts. And I'll see you next time. Much love. Peace out.